All right. I believe it's possible to simulate or implement rather an arbitrary finite state machine um, using a ROM and just giving it the number of addresses that you need and the proper number of states. So this finite state machine here on this screen has a binary 2-bit state, which means it has 4 potential states it can be in. So it can support up to 4 circles on this diagram. That's about as complicated as it can be. And it has 2 inputs, which means that each circle in each state, it can have up to 4 different arrows coming out of it. Um, and this finite state machine, I literally just randomly drew up. It's not actually anything. Um, and if I don't have something clearly defined, like this doesn't have a 0 input, it's just automatically goes back to that state. Um, so this ROM implements that, and I can demonstrate that real quick. So every time this clock signal gets pulsed, the output of the ROM, the state, gets latched in and becomes an input for the ROM. These 4 rows represent a different state. This is state 0, this is state 1, this is state 2, this is state 3. So for instance, if we're in state 0 right now, over here, and we want to go to state 2, we would have to send it an input of 1 along this line. So we could clock that, and the output would be there. Now we have that in the ROM, and we're in state 2. And you'll notice, since we're still sending a 1 on the finite state machine diagram, if we send a 1 in state 2, we'll go back to state 0, and back we go. If we want to go to from state 2 to state 1, we could send a 2, and now we're in state 1. From state 1, we could go to state 3. And from state 2, anything we do other than putting it into state 3, or into input 3, we'll send it back to state 3, and that sends it back to state 1, from which we could go anywhere else on the state machine we desire. This state machine doesn't do anything, but it demonstrates that you could create an arbitrary state machine and implement it with a ROM.